Archaeologists have discovered a huge ancient city hidden underground in Mexico, which may give a better understanding of the Maya civilization.
The Maya civilization disappeared, leaving behind monumental ruins and unanswered questions. For generations, their origins remained uncertain. Now, a recent DNA analysis has revealed evidence that challenges long-held assumptions and forces a reevaluation of human history.
They die and they revive again every day to remind humans that they got to keep balance, maybe by making offerings and rituals specifically to the underworld.
Deep inside a sealed underground chamber, scientists uncovered human remains that were unlike anything expected. Their genetic material contained an anomalous sequence, one that does not fit within known human variation. This was not a routine discovery. It pointed toward a hidden chapter of the past and suggested that the Maya legacy may be connected to something far older and far less understood. The Obsidian Anomaly. The investigation began in the Petén Basin of northern Guatemala, one of the densest and least explored regions of the ancient Maya world. And a research team conducting a restoration program near the vast ruins of El Mirador was scanning collapsed temple foundations using ground-penetrating radar. Beneath one pyramid, the scans revealed an unexpected feature, a perfectly circular void buried more than 40 feet below the structure. Natural geological formations rarely produce such precise geometry. At first, the anomaly was assumed to be a cave. Excavation quickly disproved that theory. The team encountered stone blocks cut with remarkable precision and bonded by an unknown compound harder than modern cement. This was deliberate construction. Further excavation revealed a sealed doorway formed from a single massive limestone slab. Its surface bore faint engravings, but they did not resemble known Maya writing. Some symbols appeared older than the Olmec civilization, and while others matched no recorded script at all. Instruments near the slab began to malfunction, and magnetic readings dropped unexpectedly, as if metallic material were embedded within the stone. When the slab was finally breached, compressed air escaped from within, indicating the chamber had been sealed for thousands of years. Inside was a circular room approximately 23 feet in diameter. Its walls were coated in a dark, glass-like substance resembling obsidian, yet it absorbed light rather than reflecting it. The air inside was several degrees colder than the surrounding jungle, and the silence was absolute. At the center of the chamber were 3 stone pedestals, each supporting the remains of an individual seated cross-legged. They were surrounded by jade ornaments, polished metal discs, and crystal fragments. And despite the tropical environment, the chamber showed no signs of decay. The preservation was pristine. The individuals themselves presented the greatest mystery. Their skulls were elongated. While the Maya practiced cranial modification, the bone structure here was different. Density and symmetry indicated a natural genetic trait rather than artificial shaping. Carbon dating provided a critical revelation. Organic material from the chamber dated to approximately 12,400 years before present. These remains predated the Maya civilization by thousands of years and belonged to a time before recorded history in the Americas. In the laboratory, genetic analysis began routinely. Mitochondrial DNA placed the individuals within haplogroup A2, common among indigenous populations of the Americas. However, deeper sequencing failed. Certain genomic regions did not align with any known human data. Contamination was suspected and ruled out when the anomaly appeared identically in all 3 individuals. The irregularity was found in non-coding regions of the genome, once dismissed as junk DNA. Within those regions, researchers identified a repeating motif with precise structure. It was not random, nor the result of mutation. Its organization followed a mathematical pattern, closely approximating the Fibonacci sequence. The anomaly was designated sequence X473. Further testing revealed that X473 was not dormant. Independent laboratories confirmed faint biophotonic activity. When exposed to ultraviolet light, the DNA emitted a subtle glow similar to wavelengths observed in bioluminescent marine organisms. No known human DNA behaves in this way. Comparisons with global genetic databases produced no matches. The sequence appeared neither ancient nor modern, but anomalous. When researchers enhanced images of the spiral and star-like glyphs carved into the chamber door and compared them to the microscopic geometry of sequence X473, the match was exact. The same patterns appeared in stone and in DNA. A classified hypothesis followed. The anomalous DNA might not function biologically at all. Instead, it could operate as data storage. When translated into binary form, the sequence produced repeating numerical constants corresponding to astronomical ratios, specifically the orbital relationship between Venus and Earth. The chamber was not a tomb. It was an archive. The individuals were not simply buried there. And they were living repositories, carriers of encoded astronomical knowledge preserved within their genes. Isotopic analysis of calcium in their bones added another layer. The results suggested these individuals lived in an atmosphere with higher oxygen levels than those present in the region for more than 10,000 years. Guardians of the Old Blood. To determine whether sequence X473 had vanished or persisted, geneticists compared it against modern DNA samples. Unexpectedly, they found a match. The sequence was not extinct. It was dormant. Low-frequency traces appeared in samples collected decades earlier from isolated highland communities in the Yucatan Peninsula. These populations live in difficult terrain, far from major cities, and maintain traditions passed down through centuries. New testing confirmed that a small percentage of individuals carried degraded remnants of sequence X473. Laboratory studies showed that cells containing the sequence exhibited accelerated tissue repair and unusually high neural activity associated with memory. These populations also demonstrated long-standing resistance to certain infections. Cultural evidence reinforced the genetic findings. Village elders referred to themselves as guardians of the old blood. Their oral histories discouraged intermarriage, not out of exclusion, but to preserve balance. When shown images of the spiral glyphs from the ancient chamber, several elders recognized them immediately. They called the symbol the breath of the sky. As researchers expanded their analysis, trace fragments of the sequence were identified in populations across the globe, among South Pacific Islanders, Andean groups, and even certain Arctic communities. The sequence had no clear evolutionary origin. Genetic models could not trace its development. It did not gradually evolve. It appeared abruptly, as if intentionally inserted. The emerging pattern suggested a single system: the ancient individuals, their modern descendants. And the scattered genetic traces were all connected. If the DNA functioned as software, another component had to exist. A pulse from below. That component was discovered only a few miles from the original chamber. Remote sensing teams identified a second anomaly beneath the jungle floor. Hidden under layers of ash and limestone was a massive, perfectly symmetrical ring measuring roughly 300 feet across. Core samples revealed alloys composed of titanium, vanadium, and iridium, materials that require extreme temperatures to process. Surrounding volcanic glass showed evidence of exposure to heat exceeding 3,000 degrees Celsius. No known pre-industrial society could achieve this. The structure was active. Magnetometric readings detected low-frequency electromagnetic pulses emitted at regular 11-minute intervals. Yet the signal was stable and continuous. The structure extended far deeper than available equipment could penetrate. When researchers converted the pulse frequency into numerical ratios, it matched the mathematical structure of sequence X473 exactly. The machine and the DNA were synchronized. The buried structure appeared to interact directly with the unique genetic sequence found among the guardians of the old blood. Whether the structure powered the DNA, responded to it, or issued instructions remained unclear. Attention returned to artifacts from the first chamber, including a fractured jade tablet. Its glyphs were eventually translated. The tablet depicted a star map not of the modern sky, but of the heavens as they appeared 12,000 years ago. This date aligned with the onset of the Younger Dryas, on a period of global climate disruption. The map highlighted the Pleiades, long significant in Maya cosmology, and a second region connected by a spiral path extending toward the Taurus constellation, approximately 1,500 light-years away. The tablet named this region Qian Hall, translated as the Sky River. It was described not as a destination, but as a corridor, a passage through space. The text referenced arrival, teaching, and blood, and spoke of beings called the Bakab Chan, those who came in light. Taken together, the evidence suggests that around 12,000 years ago, during a time of global catastrophe, advanced beings arrived through the Sky River. Unable to prevent the collapse of the world, they intervened in another way. They constructed the underground structure and altered human DNA. There's inserting sequence X473 as a genetic marker and safeguard. A bloodline was established to preserve both the sequence and the technology. The system was left dormant, resonating beneath the Earth for millennia. What happens if that ancient sequence fully reawakens, and whether those who created it are truly gone remains unknown. If this discovery made you question what we really know about our past, share your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to Rapid Rank for more in-depth investigations uncovering the hidden history of our world.